Eye up, you lot. Ready to take charge of your dosh and live the life you've always dreamed of? Today I'm going to show you how to get your finances sorted. No fancy words, no stress. We'll cover budgeting, building a rainy day fund, and more. Let's be real, money matters. It can be the difference between scraping by or following your dreams, traveling the world, buying your forever home. Whatever your goals, managing your money right is the key. So let's crack on. Let's start with the foundation of financial success: budgeting. Think of a budget as your path to freedom. Without it, you're just guessing where your money's going. You might think you've got a handle on your finances, but I bet you'll be surprised once you actually start keeping track of your spending. Budgeting doesn't have to be strict or complicated. It's about making proper choices about where your money goes, so you can prioritize what's really important to you. The first step is to track your expenses. Use a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, or even just a notebook, or whatever works for you. Write down every quid you spend for a month. You might be surprised to see where your money is actually going. Once you've got a clear picture of your spending habits, you can start creating your budget. Begin by listing your essential expenses, things like rent or mortgage, bills, groceries, and getting around. Then factor in your non-essential expenses like eating out, having a good time, and shopping. Now, here's the important bit. Set realistic spending limits for each category. Don't try to cut back on everything all at once. Start small and gradually adjust your spending habits over time. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And finally, be sure to review your budget regularly. Life changes and your budget should too. Make adjustments as needed to stay on track and reach your financial goals. Now that you're budgeting, it's time to save. Your first goal: build a rainy day fund of 1,000 quid. Life happens, and this fund will stop you from relying on credit cards when it does. Imagine this: your car packs in, you get an unexpected medical bill, or you suddenly lose your job. These are the kinds of situations where a rainy day fund can be a lifesaver. Without one, you might have to go into debt, which can set you back financially for years. So how do you build that rainy day fund? It's all about finding ways to save, even if it's just a little bit at a time. Remember, every little helps. Start by cutting back on unnecessary expenses. Do you really need that fancy coffee every day, or that subscription you barely use? Redirecting even small amounts can make a big difference over time. Another great way to boost your savings is to find ways to earn extra cash. This could be anything from flogging things you no longer need to picking up a side hustle. Once you've cut back on expenses and found ways to earn extra income, make saving automatic. Set up a separate savings account specifically for your rainy day fund and schedule regular transfers from your checking account each month. Building a rainy day fund is like building a safety net for your finances. It gives you peace of mind knowing that you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. Now let's talk about the mistakes that can throw you off track. These are the traps most people fall into in their 20s and 30s, but the good news is you can totally avoid them. First up, racking up credit card debt. I get it. Credit cards can be tempting, but those high interest rates can quickly spiral, leaving you with a mountain of debt that feels impossible to pay off. My advice? Use credit cards responsibly. Treat them like debit cards, only spending money you actually have. And always pay your balance in full and on time every month to avoid those killer interest charges. Next, let's talk about lifestyle inflation. It's easy to fall into the trap of spending more as you earn more. You get a raise, so you upgrade your flat, buy a nicer car, start eating out more, and suddenly you're no better off financially than you were before. My advice? Fight lifestyle inflation by living below your means. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you have to buy it. Focus on building wealth, not just appearing wealthy. Another common mistake is not investing early enough. I know, investing can seem scary, especially when you're just starting out. But the truth is, the earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. Compound interest is a powerful force, and it works best when you give it time to work its magic. Start small, invest consistently, and watch your money multiply over the long term. Finally, don't underestimate the power of a good credit score. Your credit score is like your financial report card. It affects everything from getting approved for loans, to renting a flat, to even landing a job. So, how do you build good credit? Pay your bills on time, keep your credit card balances low, and avoid opening too many accounts at once. Now it's your turn. Start small, stay consistent, and celebrate your wins along the way. Comment below with your biggest financial goal. I'd love to hear it. Remember, mastering your finances is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs, but the important thing is to keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving towards your goals. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video, where we'll dive into saving for retirement without breaking a sweat.